Hey everyone, this is Jasper. I'm going to be doing some commentary on my match from April 9th, 2016 against Ihor Falchuk. He's a chopper, his rating's like 2030, and I played him once before in January of 2015 at the Aurora Cup. Back then, that was a bit over a year ago, so he and I were both maybe 200 or 300 rating points lower than we are now. And it's been that whole year and a little bit since we've played, so we've only played that one time, and we'll see how we adjust to each other's strategies here. This is the first chopper I've played today. This is my 7th match on the day, so my legs are definitely getting a little bit tired by this point. I guess a chopper having some tired legs is not what you want, but it is what it is, and we'll see how the match goes. So we see already I'm able to get my forehand loop involved in almost every point. Very common against choppers, just because they're not really trying to prevent you from looping. In fact, they're just trying to let you get easy loops on the table so that they can keep hitting them back. So I gotta make sure not to rush forehand loops, because it's no problem if I just push balls to him and wait for the right ball to attack. Like there, I push the first one, I push a couple times, and he actually does have a decent attack with his backhand. We see I'm being pretty lazy here. I'm not really moving my feet that much, and we'll see how that evolves as the game goes on. I was able to win that point because Ihor's offense is not that great. His backhand rubber seems to be pretty slow, so even if he's smacking it at me, if he's not smacking it at the right places, I can just block it easily. So let's see how the serve game comes out. He serves long underspin, and I just push it back to his backhand. He gives me a push that I try to step around, but since I guess my legs are feeling a little bit tired, I'm a little bit slow and I miss it. Same exact thing, except this time I make the loop. So he actually blocks my opening loop back at me, so I just kind of bounce it back at him. Really, there's no big pressure to put huge shots against choppers like this. You know, they're just trying to be very consistent, so that's what you as an offensive player should be trying to do too. So there I serve really deep over to his forehand, and he goes and takes it with his backhand. Well, a little bit too passive on that point. If I'm going to be pushing to him multiple times, they have to be low. I have to be taking the ball right off the bounce. Otherwise, yeah, he's going to be able to smack it at me. There I just go for a little bit too much. When he serves long underspin to me, pushing it back might be the best option for me, because I don't want to be giving him free points off serves like that. So push, and then look for the attack, and then get ready for more attacks. Stay on the table, Jasper. Yes, I come back to the table, but don't lift the ball hard enough. So at this point, I haven't really been able to push him off the table and get into really big looping chopping rallies. It's kind of been just me opening up. He's been putting one chop or one block in. And so he's been staying at the table. We'll see how that evolves as the match goes on. So that serve, I remember I start doing a lot because he has a little bit of trouble with it. So I'm serving very far cross court over to his forehand, but because he likes receiving serves with his backhand so much, it puts him a little bit out of position. And I end up getting a decent number of points off of that serve. So there you saw I served long to his backhand, and I definitely want to make sure that if I'm serving short to his forehand, I want to also be putting some long to his backhand so that he can't step over too early. Slow legs, I stood up straight, backed off the table. Not what I want in this match. I really want to be staying close. No good. So my serve receive is looking a little bit weak right now. I don't have to be doing anything too much with the serve, but gotta be more than just popping it up on the table. I haven't hit any backhand loops yet, which is probably why I was so lazy on that ball. That was something I definitely should have looped, but since I'm not really into it. Ooh, that's exactly what I want. So short serve to his forehand, forces him to move over. He gets it onto the middle of the table and just crush it into his backhand corner for a total winner. So that definitely is something I'm seeing as a weakness of his, so let's see if I can keep picking at that. Ooh, tough. I'm passive on my third ball. Ooh, look at this. Ugh. So it's all about picking my shots. Opening when I need to open, but getting good pushes if it's a ball that I don't feel comfortable with. Alright, I hit top spin backhand, and then I just stand up straight and let him smack the ball at me. So not a great first game. definitely showing that my legs are tired, it's the end of the day, and I'm standing up straight too much. I really want to be trying to stay lower, staying on the table. Let's see if I can make any adjustments in the second game. So I remember this match was not a total blowout. So I know I do make some adjustments, find some things that are working a little bit better, and manage to take some games off him. But let's see how this develops. I'm not sure what happens in game 2. Short serve to his middle. Good underspin serve, gets it into the net. 2 in a row. Love to see that. So that's going to make him scared of my underspin serves for probably the rest of the game. Starting off a game with 2 heavy underspin serves that he both puts in the net is going to be really, really good for just the mental game when I'm serving. Because I feel like I kind of have him on the back foot. Alright, that's an okay push. He serves kind of a long side spin ball to my backhand, and I kind of chop it, but it stays low enough that he messes up the next ball. Lazy opening. Swinging too early at the ball and trying to hit it way too hard. Really, my first opening should just be slow and spinny, and seeing where we can go from there. Still haven't been able to push him off the table at all. See, he's staying up close and just trying to block me around, and it's working pretty well. This is a good point. He backs off the table. There's some loops and chops. I think it close. Can I open? That's it. So finally there we have a point where I put some decent loops on the table. He goes back and chops a little bit. And then when I dink one short, he dinks it back to me and I'm able to rip it with my backhand. So it's great to see that my backhand loop is getting in the match. Game 1 it was totally absent. And great to see that I'm having a little bit more patience on opening loops. See, that's a fine ball to chop. And then looking for the next attack. That's exactly the kind of points I want to see. Ihor has basically no forehand topspin, so there's not as much risk of getting some horrible third ball attack thrown at me if I bump his serve back. But again, I just can't like totally biff it up to his backhand or he'll smack it at me. Let's see what serves I'm going with. So since he's scared of this heavy underspin ball, maybe I'll get a pop-up. Good, gentle openings, and then looking for the hard one. So that's definitely the right strategy. Unfortunately, I just swung a little bit early, and my elbow kind of popped up on my loop, so it went long. But that's exactly what I want to be doing. Slow opening, looking for the next ball. Alright, I have one more serve here. Let's see what happens. Long, maybe? New serve. Yeah, very good. So that's a serve that I haven't served yet this match, and I was able to get kind of high ball up to my backhand, which I was able to step around and crush. Let's see if I keep going to that serve, or how I figure out how to get back in this match and really find something that he has a lot of trouble with. I'm surprised I haven't gone back to that short to the forehand serve that we saw working really well in Game 1. That's a bad break. But, you know, I deserved it. He gave me a serve to my backhand that I popped up pretty high, so even though he hit the net, the point was looking good for him anyway. This looks good. Stay on the table. Alright, net code comes right back. Good strategy by me, though. Open soft, look for the next ball to attack. Top spin a little bit. Oh, he gets it low. Get a good spinning attack on, and he's not in position for it. So that was another good one because he had to step around a little bit. He used his backhand to cover the forehand side, which put him out of position on the next level. So let's see if I can do that more, where I make him move over a little bit with my serve, and then put a ball wide to his backhand that he's too slow to get. So far, that's been working really, really well for me. Let's see if I pick up on that and keep looking at it. Not ready for that serve. Keep it low enough and short enough. Okay, some decent pushes, and he really tried to topspin that backhand ball, which we haven't seen that much. Often when he's attacking with his backhand, it's just balls that are kind of dead that he's smacking, but that one he actually tried to spin and he missed, so it might scare him off from backhand looping underspin balls for a little bit. But there he smacked one at me, so maybe not. I get him with a third heavy underspin serve. And that's how you win a match. 3 serves that they dumped into the net. A couple serves made him step around or step over to use his backhand where he didn't want to be. My serve game was definitely looking good there. Still had a couple points where I popped balls up really high, and that sucked. So we'll see if I can adjust. So now we got to think about what is Ihor going to do to adjust. Definitely pushing those 3 balls into the net, the 3 serves into the net sucked, and he'll be just looking to be a little bit more cautious on his serve return. Because the truth is I haven't been like pounding third balls at him. So if I were him, I would adjust by just being a little bit safer on serve return, which means that for me, the adjustment I need to be making is if I see a serve return that he's trying to play a little bit safer, that I can go for a hard third ball, I need to be taking those opportunities. If I allow him to serve return safe and I still just put up kind of an easy third ball attack, that's not what I want, because I want him to feel like he's under pressure if he puts a weak return on the table. So there I stepped around real slow and got punished by his block. So pretty bad return, but that's probably the right ball to attack. Stay close to the table. Yeah, not bad. So he's trying to block balls, which is really interesting. It hasn't been working. Well, it worked on one of the earlier points when I was out of position, but there he tried to block a ball when I was still just standing waiting for it. So he's blocking again instead of chopping. Let's see how that evolves. So he pushed me off the table a little bit, but I was still near the middle of the table, so I was able to just keep hitting it flat back at him when he was hitting it flat at me. We'll see if he keeps doing these blocks. Yep, more blocks. So that one worked for him. The points that have been working for him when he's blocking are the ones when I really make a big step around and really get out of position. He's been able to block it wide to my forehand, and that's been trouble for me. So I need to know that if I'm stepping around, I need to be quickly shuffling back into the middle of the table. Or if I step around, I need to loop really far to his forehand, so it's harder for him to put it wide to my forehand. Really lazy serve return. No backhand loop. It's looking like my backhand loop needs some work on this in this match. Well, a few times he's actually received a serve with his forehand and he messes it up. So yeah, these dead balls to his forehand seem to be the way to go. And long to his backhand to keep him honest. Unfortunately, I go for too much on that third ball attack. Pound into that.
Okay, everybody's pounding. Okay, alright, okay,
Yep, pretty bad backhand.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I got the point for free.
Stand in this spot.
Okay.
So he still has good enough serve variation that, yeah, I'm not returning so well with my backhand. So there, I had 2 bad returns, but he had 2 bad third ball attacks. I gotta be finding answers for these serves to my backhand. They're giving me trouble. There you go, that's the ball I want. Yep. Perfect. Short to his forehand, loop wide to his backhand. I really should just keep doing that until he shows me he can actually deal with it, because so far every one of the points I've served short to his forehand has been really, really good. That looks pretty good. Nice. Yeah, again, he blocked my first loop instead of chopping it, but I was on the table and was able to put the next ball on. So the lesson so far is that if he looks like he's blocking, I need to make sure my footwork is, or rather, don't go for dangerous step arounds. If he's trying to chop everything, I can step around whatever I want, because I have time to get back in position. But if he's blocking, maybe push balls that come to my backhand. Don't step around quite so aggressively. Short to his forehand, please. Nope. Oh, I'm so slow at standing up. Again, he gives me an easy one. That'll happen for the 7th match of the day. These round robins definitely get exhausting by the end. Let's see what I give them. Too much. No need to go for that much on that loop. More serves to my backhand, so he's doing the right play by just continuing to serve to my backhand until I figure out how to receive well. thankfully he's given me 3 just misses on his third balls off of my bad backhand receives. But, you know, that's not going to happen forever. Heavy under. And I get him. So that was close. I don't know. I was serving decently. I had a couple short to his forehand points that I got. The biggest thing in that game was that... So, alright. Game 2, he missed 3 of my short underspin serves, and that basically gave me the game. This time he missed 3 of his just backhand smack openings on third balls. So, I don't know. Maybe I can find 3 free points in this next game, too. Let's see what it's going to be off of, though. Because he only missed 1 of my short underspin serves that past game. So we'll see if he still goes for those backhand smack openings when I give him lazy returns for my backhand. Let's see how this game goes. So, I pushed those first couple balls really well, stayed low, right to his backhand. On the step around, it seemed like I knew exactly where the ball was coming. Probably my feet weren't wide enough. Long to his backhand, bump it short. Oh, he bumps it to my backhand, which was really good. Let's see if I can play this smart. That's a good point. Oh, gross. So again there, I had a pretty aggressive step around on maybe like the 5th or 7th ball. And he correctly blocked it wide to my forehand and was able to get back in the point. So really, when I'm stepping around big, my placement's got to be better. A lot of these openings, if I'm hitting them from the forehand side or the middle of the table, I can just loop it slow and spinny and be ready for the next ball. But if I'm stepping around that far, my placement's got to be better. And now I see that I'm just missing some of my easy loops that I should have all day, every day. So that is not a good sign. If he's going to continue to be consistent, block the balls he should block, chop the balls he should chop, it's really just going to come down to a consistency battle. And it's not looking good for me in this game so far. A good loop, a good block. Shoot. Lame. Yeah, so he chopped the ball from really low down and it landed really shallow on the table, so I had to kind of lean over the table and unfortunately just pound it into the net. Those are the balls that I really should just bump back. Take it right off the bounce, just dink it back onto the table and make him run back into the table and see if I can attack the next ball. It's all about just making the right choices. As long as he keeps pushing my backhand, it's going to be pretty tough for me to get my backhand. I couldn't quite see what happened there. Looks like I missed it. If I were to have this whole match over again, I think I would need to get some backhand loops in earlier in the match. Because I'm really just hitting none, and I absolutely can't. It's all about just confidence in the shots that I'm choosing. And, you know, one strategy is definitely just push back every ball he pushes to my backhand until I can find one to step around. Another strategy is backhand looping. And I think definitely putting some solid backhand loops on the table early would make him be a lot more cautious about pushing to my backhand. So that's, well, we've seen that before. I push to his backhand, he pushes back, I bump it pretty high, and he smacks it off the table. Gotta hope that keeps happening. Keep bumping, pushing. See, he steps over so far to have his backhand cover the whole table. If I just had a backhand loop easy down the line, wide to his backhand, that'd be trouble for him, but I haven't showed him that yet. Short to his forehand, steps over. I don't get the attack on the next ball. Big step around. This is a rally. Back to pushes, loop. Oh, he blocks me wide. Ooh, this is a good point. Oh, nice. That was about consistency. He did a very good job blocking my step around loops wide to my forehand, but I was able to run it down, stay in the point, and then I just kept putting solid topspin loops on his underspin. Eventually he missed one. Gross receive from me, but it's in a decent enough place that he didn't want to smack it. Again, really awful, and again he doesn't smack it. That's a good ball to attack. Stay on the table, Jasper. Loop it. Oh, he hits one with his forehand. This is a rally. Not very spinny, but kind of just a positioning war right now. And I lose it. Yep, eventually I loop one with my forehand, he hits it wide to my forehand, and then wide to my backhand, and he gets me. So really, that's just a positioning battle. He ended up staying close to the table, I ended up staying maybe a step off of the table. So he was able to find an angle, get it wide to my backhand that I had to miss. It often happens at the end of the day that both players will like take a little half step back, and instead of spinning balls, just like kind of smack it back and forth at each other. I'm very guilty of this at the end of tournaments, and that kind of point definitely epitomized that. Short to the middle. Should have stepped around that. That was a ball I could have stepped around, sure. But I got a lucky break off the net. Short to the forehand. I'm going to attack that third ball when I get a good serve that makes it move over. I win a pushing war. That doesn't happen much. That's a good ball to push. Gotta find one to step around. Yeah, that's a good block from him. Yep. So we've seen this like maybe a dozen times. Step around loop, block wide to my forehand. Things look bad for me. We've also seen that maybe 2 dozen times. And missing backhand slaps. So I don't know, if you're gonna play Ihor in a tournament soon, just keep giving him high balls to his backhand and keep hoping he misses. So I take a timeout here. I believe that I'm up in games 2-1, and I'm down in points 7-9. And I decide I am not going to a 5th game. I am going to win this game. Just because I feel like playing against a chopper, he's moving better than I am. If I go to a 5th game, it's going to be a lot of trouble for me. So I make the decision to take a timeout now, try to really think about the 2 serves I'm going to give him, try to even this up at 9-9, and then finish it out. We will see what serves I give him. I don't quite remember, but I remember going and talking to my dad and just saying, I'm going to win this now. I think that if I take this minute to think about the serves that are coming up, I've been able to find threats that he can't answer. I just need to really make sure I'm picking the right ones, have these be the most important points of the whole match, pick my shots and go for them.
Go.
Probably make sure my shoes are clean. Yep, gotta make sure I'm moving well, staying low. Let's see if this timeout does it for me. 7-9. Let's see if I pick the right serve. Smart, yep. Oh, I don't get the opening. I stay close to the table. I get an opening, he blocks, I stay on. Oh, and he misses a backhand smack. Alright, that was definitely a smart serve. Let's see what I came up with for my second serve. See if it gets me back into this match. I'm up 2-1 in games, down 8-9 in points, but with one more serve. Dead ball to his middle. I don't like that serve. Underspin. He's gonna block it. No, he chops it. Oh no! That is a huge point. So I get a good serve. Heavy underspin to his middle. He pushes it. I loop really heavy spin, and instead of blocking it like he probably should have, he chopped. It was a heavy chop, and I messed up the next ball. All right, his serve. He's up 10-9. If I get this one, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see who attacks first. Oh no, he gets a backhand smack. Ah, that's what I get for pushing lazy. Yeah, my pushes just do not have that much spin on them. Really gotta work on that. So maybe a year or 2 ago, I had really incredibly good drop shots, and I just got like obsessed with dropping the ball all the time, because it's a great feeling when like someone pushes a ball at you and you just like barely touch it over the net, and you just make them totally flail for it. And I think I got a little bit too addicted to dropping balls, because then my pushes just got a ton worse. So now a lot of the time, balls that I should be pushing hard, I'll kind of just dink over the net. It'll be somewhere between a drop shot and a push, and honestly, it just sucks. You've seen that a ton in this game, and thankfully, most of the balls that I've been putting up kind of high to his backhand, he's just been smacking long. But it came to bite me there when he had the serve up 10-9. I could have been coming back and sealing the match, but lazy ball in between a drop and a push that he properly smacked at me. So, game 5, here we go. Make sure my shoes are clean. Try to get some energy up for the last game of the day. You can see in the background all the tables are getting packed up. I also remember that he and I have a disagreement about the score at some point in this game. So let's keep track of the score just to see who was right. I believe the disagreement was when I thought we'd gotten to 5 points and he thought we were not at 5 points. So. Zero, Ihor to serve. Ugh, gross pushes. Yep. Backhand push is not looking too good right now. I guess when I'm playing against a chopper, I'm just trying to get every ball on my forehand, so I kind of neglected to get ready for backhand balls. Well, that's not what you want. That is the right shot to go for. I'm glad I'm trying to show him a backhand loop, but boy, that was way off the table. All right, 0-2. Let's see if that backhand loop works. Crush it. No! 0-3. Way too hard on that opening. Gotta stay low. 0-3. Should have looped it. Ooh, unstable on my feet. Let's see if I can get back to the table. That's a good chop. And I get back in the point. 3-1. Looked like I was getting ready to backhand loop that ball, so I think that might have been one of my things that I had talked about between games 4 and 5, was actually showing him some backhand loops. But who knows? So he's up 3-1. He's up 4-1. Again, really weak backhand serve returns by me. He's up 4-1. Get back on the table, Jasper. Oh my god, he hits the forehand. Oh, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow, lucky me. Lobbing the ball onto the white line. So that's probably why we forgot the score, because we had such a long point. So now it should be 2-4. Yeah, there you go. So the correct score is 2-4, but he thinks that he had 5. So now we talk about it for a little bit. It can be really tough in Game 5. If you guys have a disagreement about the score, it can kind of shake your focus. But I've been in situations like this a couple times when there's been a score disagreement, and I've lost my focus after that. And after that, I always come home and I'm like, I just should have kept playing the game. Got to stay in it, stay focused. So hopefully here I can manage to keep my focus after I've learned from my mistakes of losing my focus in these kinds of situations before. So eventually he agrees. He's just like, you know what, fine. We can keep the score at 2-4, despite the fact that he thought he had 5 points, which I think was wrong. All right, 2-4. See if I can come back. Long to his backhand. Loop hard. Oh, gentle. Boy, I'm tired. All right, I got a good loop. Oh, he hits it off the net. Get back on the table. Spin it. Oh, and I'm back in the point. Whew. Loop hard. Spinny, and he blocks it long. I'm back in it. Oh, this is tight. All right, 3-4. Boy, what a point. We are just scrambling for balls left and right. 3-4. Come on, let's show him a short serve to the forehand. And loop it long to his backhand. Heavy under. Wow. So heavy under serve that he had to really put his paddle up for in order to get under the underspin. And then the next ball was not as heavy, and so he overpushed it. 4-4. Oh, it's bad, but it's been happening a lot.
Ooh, come on.
That's it. Get pumped. So after the score disagreement, I got 3 points in a row. that's definitely, it might mean that he lost his focus a little bit on the score disagreement, but that will happen, and the game is so much just about mental composure that, you know, I mean, these things happen. It turned out that I was right and about the score disagreement, but regardless, I mean, I didn't know that at the time, he didn't know that at the time. It seems like I was the one that was able to keep my focus, so I just got to keep it for the second half of the game. That did not look like a focus shot. So 5-5, my serve. Ooh, it shouldn't be my serve. I think it should be his serve. No. See? Somewhere between a drop shot and a push. Ends up really short over the net, but pretty high. Gotta get those out of my game. If only he missed like 4 more smacks, but we'll see. Oh, that's gross. So I think I'm now down 5-7. This is it, boys and girls. 7-5 in the 5th. Let's keep your focus. Oh, ugly. That's alright though. I mean, I've been bumping these balls really high to his forehand, and because he doesn't have a forehand, he's just been stepping around and bumping it back with his backhand. You know, it's not the end of the world. Stay in it. Stay close to the table. Oh, he actually spins the ball. That's tough. So early in Game 5, I was trying to show him that I actually had a backhand loop and failed. And then there, he showed me that he can, if I'm going to keep pushing balls to his backhand, maybe he'll loop one of them. And that can make me a lot more cautious. That can really scare me off from having that confidence on getting good pushes to his backhand, so we'll see. Good loop, stay on the table. Come on, hit it hard. Or spin it, that works. I actually turned my shoulders and moved into that shot, so it didn't matter if it was speed or spin. It was a tough shot to get back. He chose to block it and went long. Oh, he has a backhand loop. Oh, that's sad. So he showed me he has a backhand loop. I got a lucky block on, and he wasn't expecting it to come back. Things that happen near the end of the day, guys. Seen that before. Oh no, we haven't seen that before though. I must be pretty disappointed in myself for that one. We got a mediocre push. He pushes it back, a ball that I should be able to slam. And just off the top of the paddle. Oh no. Ugh. So he was definitely trying to decide whether or not to smack it or push it, and got caught in the decision. Ended up being somewhere between and just missed it off the side. So I'm taking a towel break, which means it's either 8-10 or 9-9. It's probably 8-10. So these serves matter. I wish I had a timeout, but I don't. See if I pick one of the smart serves or one of the mediocre ones. That looked like the right serve. Give it to him again. Don't change. Same serve. Start to the forehand, please. Yep. Oh, that's ugly. Alright, right serve, but just didn't have the legs and the arms for a third ball attack. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. This was a great match. Me against Ihor Falchuk in the last match of the Aurora 2016 Spring Round Robin Tournament.